Fly me to the moon, let me play among the stars, and let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars.
This is the Irontrader, and this is Midday Trading. So I want to take a look here at crude oil and at natural gas. But first of all, I want to take a look here at Tesla, TSLA. This video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy, sell any stock, commodity, ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Okay, here we have Tesla, your daily chart. Now I'm going to show you a weekly right after this, but let's just take a look here at the daily here first. Now you can see, let me see if I can pick that up a little bit. Okay, so you can see here where we had this high, okay, of 261.53, okay. So then today we made a high of 361.93, okay. So we went just a little bit above it, and then she came right on down here. Now, okay, so what we're doing is we're holding this sideways action. So that's always very, very good, okay? So let's look at the downside here first. So obviously you want to look at today's low. That's at 347.65, okay? And if you take all the top of these candles here, you're getting very, very close in that situation. But the key is if that is lost here, this is what you're really looking for, is this 338.05. As long as we hold that 8-day, we're in really good shape. Now, there is a gap. If that's lost, then you're going to come down to the bottom of this candle right here at 330.01. There's your gap. And then we look to the top of this candle right here at 324.68. There's your fill, okay? So there's your gap, okay? 330.01, okay? And then there's your fill at 324.68. Now, again, if that's lost, you have another gap all the way down here. In case this does get hammered, you got 275.62. And then we have on top of this candle, we're looking at 255.28. And then we come to the bottom of this candle, okay, you got 238.88. And then we come all the way to the top here at, what do we got there? 218.72 level. Okay, so there's a lot of gaps, a lot of field. Now, I'm not saying that's where it's going to go, but again, as I say, if it sells right on off here, you have a big major sell-off. These are become really good support levels here besides your simple moving averages. But right now, today, what you want to watch is on the downside. As long as that price is above that 8-day at 337.95, this can have a good sideways action, maybe just take a little break. Now, you can see your RSI here. Look at that, very strong, hanging right around that 70 mark. Very nice. Your green over your red, looking still very bullish. Now, let's take a look at a weekly chart just in case we break above that 361.93, where we could go. All right, here we have the old weekly. Now, okay, here we have that big action right there, okay? So there's that 361.93. So what we want to do is we want to look right here to the top of this candle here first. What do we have here? You got 364.07, okay? So that's the resistance level. You got the 361.93. So that's very close to that 364.07. So this is why these price channels work very good, because as it sells off, yeah, you get the price channels going down, but it leaves that mark all the way there on the top, okay? So that's what we're looking for, okay, for your first resistance level, that 364.07. Now, if we can get above that, then what we'll do is we're going to look to the top of this candle right here. You're looking at 371.59, and then we'll bring this price channel right across here, and then this is what we're looking at, is that 348.29, okay? Then what we'll do is we'll come up to the top of this candle right there, looking at 402.67, and then your big boy is 414.50, and that's your breakout. Now, you go above that, it's blue sky, okay? So always look to the left of the chart, because that's where your resistant levels are here. See how nice that works out? Okay, 361.93, okay? And then right there, look at that. See, there's your next level. Right there, 364.07. That's what you're going to be looking at next, okay? And then we can just work yourself right on up here. Now, again, the weekly chart here, you're up at that 70 mark, so it's kind of like a overbought situation here. Your green is still over your red. But, you know, this stock is going to have some momentum here. As long as Musk is involved here with the T-Man going forward, I think this stock is going to do very well. So any kind of a pullback, I think it's going to go. Now, remember, this is, yeah, it's an auto trade, but realistically, this is more of a, an AI play and, SpaceX and everything else this guy is into, you know what I'm saying? And that's the kind of trade. Now, I think when the T-Man gets in there, he's going to take these subsidies off of these electric cars. And I think who's going to get hammered on that is going to be a GM, Ford, Stellantis, and all those. But who's going to make out good is going to be the Tesla. Okay, so I think either way, any kind of a pullback, this is a buying opportunity. Okay, let's take a look here now at crude oil. Okay, here we have crude oil. Now, you notice I've been pointing out here, if you've been watching the charts, right here, you have a high, a lower high, lower high, and lower high. Okay, so we had like 3 of these here runs all the way down, and that's the same thing what they were having here. Okay, so when I pointed out here that basically we were looking for the top of Friday's candle at 71.51. Okay, so far today we got high at 71.48, and then we put a big red engulfing candle, which we swallowed pretty much that whole candle here on this red. So now we got to see where this is going to stop. But see, when you look at that and you see that downtrend, if you can't get above it, you're not going to the next level. Okay, I should probably put a line on there. It'd be maybe easier for you to see. But I say that's a downtrending situation, the same way we have here. And then if you look at the big picture, it's all the way on down, the same kind of a situation here. Okay, so when you look at the overall chart of this here, you can see here, see how this is uptrending. See that here we have a high, higher high, higher high, higher high, until we double top there, and then now we have that situation going on down here. So this is what you always got to watch. So really, we engulfed it. This morning video, I said watch that 50-day. Obviously, went right below that. I'm back into that SEO on the short side once we lost that 50-day. And I thought maybe the 21-day would hold, but it didn't. And I thought the 8-day would hold. So far, you're just about right there. Okay. So really, on a closing basis, we need to watch right here. Okay, this 69.17. Right now, you're sitting at 69.14. You're just a scunch below it. Okay, so now again, if that is lost, then what we're going to do is we'll start coming right down to the bottom of these candles. Okay, so you got 68.86 here. We can come down here. You got 68.48. And then we can come all the way down to the bottom of this candle, 67.92 level, which is probably good support. Then we can come right down to the bottom of this candle, 67.28, and then follow it all the way down to your 66.53. But that's only if that 8-day is lost here. But you can see how this is all trending up, just like it did last time. We went right on up here, and then you put that big-ass red candle, and then it followed through. So we got to see how this is all going to shake out. Now, upside, you got to get back above that 21-day. Okay, that's 69.54, and then you have to get right there above that 50-day. That's 70.65, and then Friday's high. If you can get above that Friday's high, okay, that's 71.51, then you can go to that 72.88 level here. Very, very easy. But right now we got that big ass red candle, just like we had here, just like we had here, just like we had here, and that's never good when you see this. That's why I went short. I was going to take it off at the 21-day. It just kept on going. So now we're going to see how this is going to close out. So right today, what you want to watch is just watch that 8-day on a closing basis, 69.19. That's going to be very, very crucial. Now, meeting, OPEC is going to have a meeting. Is going to be online this time on December 1st. So we've got to see how that's all going to shake out. But now they're supposed to start adding oil. I can't see where they're going to be adding oil at this kind of a price here, okay? Even though this is WTI, it's not Brent. Brent is just a little bit higher. But that's not what they want. They want that $80, $90 oil, but you're not going to see it in the next administration. They kibosh that pretty quick, okay? So, that's not going to work. So they're going to probably have to figure out exactly how they can do, to get that price at least sustained, I should say, okay? So right now today, just watch that 8-day. If not, we'll follow the candles down, and there's your big target there at 66.53. Upside, you got to get right back above that 21-day, that 69.54, and you got to get above that 50-day here, and then Friday's high. Then we can run up higher. Now, let's take a look here at a seasonality chart there on crude. Okay, here we have a crude seasonality chart. Okay, so we went through August, September now here. This is where we are right here now in end of November. Now, this is what I was talking about. See how it comes right down in the first week of December, and we put that bottom situation right in, okay? Then it starts rallying right on up, okay? See this? Until the first, first couple, 3-4 days of January. Then it just sideways action until February. And this is where I used to do the buying opportunity on crude oil, on gasoline, and on the XLE. That's why I take this all long here and run it right up into that summer driving time period. So just take a look at this seasonality chart here. Now we'll see if it all shakes out this year, but usually you'll see that bottom at that first week of December. And remember, this chart is over a 20-year period, so they're factoring in, over 20 years. And this is like your buying opportunity to take it up here until that first couple of weeks of January. It usually works out pretty good. And then when I dump it, and I don't really do a whole lot here until we start getting into that February, and then I take a long, and then I just keep holding that situation. Okay, let's take a look here now at natural gas. Okay, let's take a look. This is natural gas seasonality chart. Now, if you want to take any kind of a seasonality, just go right here, equityclock.com. It's all right there. Boom, there you go. No issues, okay? punch up anything, gold, silver, whatever. They have everything right there. Very, very easy. But I want to show you natural gas before we get into the other charts. Okay, so you can see we're in November here. We have a pretty good uprise until mid-December, okay? And then when it comes to the end of December, well, then the futures already have the outlook here that we're going to be going into your other March, February, March contracts. And then that's where she goes down much lower here. So natural gas can still be run up here. Now, we had the contract roll here started yesterday, Sunday night. And so this is a very good run. Again, this is over a 20-year period, okay, in December. And then we can come all the way down. This is where you want to do a short ski all the way down here until about February. Then we have that sideways action here again. Then you can buy this back up here, like for the summer kind of situation. Actually, natural gas works pretty good, but again, we got to see how it is going to be this year because they're going to be opening up those LNGs. He's going to look at the Keystone Pipeline, and so it's going to be a little different world here for the next 4 years. So always keep that in mind. Whatever president is in, whatever their ideas are, that's how you have to trade accordingly. All right, let's look at some natural gas charts here. Okay, here we have natural gas, your daily and your weekly chart. Now, okay, so here we go. Okay, so you can see here the contract roll, we just popped right up here. Now we have what they call an inside day. Your high and low is the inside of the previous day's high and low, okay? So what we have is it's also an indecision candle as of right now. This could change in 2 seconds with natural gas. They don't call it the Widowmaker for nothing. So we had a high today at 3.46, okay? So you just want to look to the left of the chart here at 3.45. That was your resistant level, okay? And then if we can get above that, then we have that 3.56. That's going to be your big upside target. And that's we get above that, then what we're going to do is we're going to come over here. Let me see if I can pick that up a little bit. Yeah, okay, easy. See, then we come over here, and then we're going to be looking realistically at this 3.64 level. That's going to be next, and then we're going to have this 3.85. That's going to be your big target there on the upside. But you got to get above and close above that 356 before we can get there, Okay, so downside, well, obviously you want to watch today's low. Okay, so that's at 3.26 level here, which is just right above that 3.23 level. If that's lost, then we're going to come right to the bottom of this candle here at 3.19 level. And then we're going to be realistically looking for holding this 8-day, 3.07. This is going to be very, very crucial. But even if it comes down, okay, and holds that 8-day, that's a buying opportunity, okay? So this came all the way down, held the 21-day, but notice that it closed above the 8-day. That's always very good, and then she rallied up very, very nicely. Now, Friday, big-ass red candle, and kind of wiped everything right on out here. But, that's natural gas. That's the trading. That's why I like it, because it's always in play, and always give you a chance to get in, get out. It's just a really good trade. I love it, okay? So, again, what you want to watch here is just watch here today's high at 3.46. If we can get above that, then there's your target at 3.56. You break above that, here's your target at 3.64. You break above that, your target is 3.85. Okay, just very, very simple. Today, just watch today's low, 3.26. Very, very key. If that's lost here, then we're going to be looking here for this 8-day at 3.07. And obviously, it can get here in 2 seconds, just like it did here on the old Friday. Now, RSI here looking good. Look at we're pushing right back up here. MACD, your green over your red, looking good. Green over red here. Now you're starting to get to that nosebleed territory here. But if you look at the seasonality chart, you still got a room to run here on the natural gas, okay, all the way till December, and then you can have a sell-off, and then we can see what happens next year if they fire up them pipelines, them LNG pipelines, if they start exporting it and they start cutting all this stuff loose here, natural gas could be really, really good play. Okay, that's what I got for you. I'll be back here after the pit close. Take a look at crude oil, natural gas, and then we throw something else in the old mix. Now, the market here was up. The Dow is still up here about 300. The NASDAQ's up a little bit. But a lot of stuff is selling. But, again, if stuff is selling today, always look for, that turnaround Tuesday kind of situation. And usually going through the holidays is pretty bullish. Now, the volume will be down. But just remember, there's a holiday on Thanksgiving Day. That's Thursday. And then only half a day open there on Friday. Trade what's in front of you. Now what you want.
Fly me to the moon. Let me play among the stars, and let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand